Thanks for joining us at Right On Replicas, where we're proud to bring you the best scale model kit reviews on the planet.
This review is brought to you in part by Agostini Collectibles. Agostini Collectibles has unveiled the American Car Collection of 143 scale die-cast models. The American Car series brings together some of the most powerful and famous vehicles created by the U.S. automobile industry in a planned series of 80 collectible scale miniatures. Here you see some of the most spectacular American cars that are part of the collection of these fascinating models. Each issue showcases the featured model car and includes its history, technical characteristics, its evolution, and it's illustrated with beautiful photographs in a magazine for it. Now, D'Agostino offers these collections through subscription systems. Check out the link on their site below the review here that details the program there. In short, I can tell you that these are nicely detailed models in 1/43 scale that are very attractive, affordable, and appropriately sized to include in a large collection. Now, you can opt out anytime, and the first issues are specially priced too. These excellent models come in 1/43 scale, and that's about 4 inches long. It's a preferred scale for racing car collectors. Now, every element of the original design is captured in these amazing replicas. It's an accurate and detailed reproduction in die-cast metal with injection molded plastic. They're precision made with realistic detail and hand-painted as well. Each one comes with a clear presentation case, including a display stand with information identifying each car. Now, the model is mounted to the stand with 2 screws to ensure it does not come off its base. And the display case itself is about 6 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 2 3/4 inches high. Each model comes with a magazine that exquisitely illustrates different aspects of it. It talks about the model and gives technical stats about it and describes the model itself in the one-to-one form. Now, it also has a little segment about Made in America, which talks about some. It also includes a little section on USA News, which happened during the evolution and release of the original car or model. Now, the brand talks about the manufacturer that made the car and a little bit of its history. Along with the models that you purchase, you'll also receive some as free gifts. They come at specific intervals during the shipping process, and they're just as exquisite as the others. Here is one of the examples of the free gifts that you would get with your subscription. On your 8th delivery, you'll receive a Shelby Cobra model. I think this is just another great reason for the entire program. I think anybody would love these wonderful die-cast collectibles, and here's why. In your second shipment, you'll receive 4 American Cars Classics in the 1/43 scale issues 3 through 6. Now, just so you know, most of the cars are between 4.5 and 5.5 inches long, but the display box is 6 inches long and about 3 inches wide, 2 3/4 inches high. Issue 3 is the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 from 1970. That's the second generation Camaro, and it comes in a very bright yellow with those distinctive twin stripes on the hood. I remember when they came out, they were quite a bit different looking than the original 67 to 69 models, but they had improved suspensions and they were much easier to handle. You can see here some of the real contrast with those black stripes against the yellow and the nice detail that they've included in some of these models. And this is a look at the display case that the model comes in. As you can see, it's scripted there at the base so that you know what the model is, and comes with a backdrop of American scenery, in this case the Golden Gate. So they're very nice and attractive displays, really, and they come well packaged so that they're usually in very good shape when you get them. Now we can take a little inspection in the round here so that you can see some of the detailing that has gone into these, and even though they're 1/43 scale, it's significantly more detailed than you can put into something on a smaller scale like an HO Hot Wheels size car. Not as much, of course, as larger models, but still very nicely detailed for their sizes. You can see here a very authentic looking rear bumper and tail lights that go into this model. The paint is pretty nice. It's got a nice high gloss to it. And of course the tires are, just like you'd have seen on one of the originals. Some of the wheels may have slightly different, tint to them, but they're still pretty authentic. And this is information on the back of the display case that tells you some of the stats about that particular model. It's probably hard to imagine an American muscle car that is more revered than the 63 Z06 Stingray. That Corvette, especially with the split window option for the coupe, can go for up to $200,000 today, and special versions of it have been pegged at around $500,000. It was just a classic with Larry Sonoda's styling that went into this vehicle and the fastback look of the times. It was stunning, and everybody admired that car, even though at the time you could get one for only $5,500. Here's a look at the model in its display case. The script there at the base describing it, and it looks like a backdrop from maybe California or the western areas. And well, Cali's the generator of all those things new, so I guess it makes sense. Anyway, it's a really nice looking model. It's got fairly realistic looking tires. Here's a look at some of the specifications of the C2 Stingray, and we'll take a look around the exterior here, and then you can see some of the fine detailing that goes into this one. It's maybe my favorite, but then I grew up in this era, so that's probably why. But nonetheless, it's a nice looking model, and it's very well detailed. You see the louvers there in the hood, the authentic looking wheels that they've put into this model and display, and then a pretty nice finish on this one. The split window coupe there was drawing complaints back in the day because of reduced visibility, but that's what helped it become so rare, and that's why it's worth so much today. There's a scan, of course, of the bumperettes in the back of that classic Corvette styling. The number 5 issue in this series is the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am from 1977. And now this is one of the older muscle cars, I guess you could say, because, in fact, you might say it was the last one. Since 73's Arab oil embargo started making America very conscious about fuel economy, and due to the unstable supply, they kind of choked out the muscle car business. Those big engines that were lucky to get 10 miles to the gallon were basically phased out due to what we call corporate fuel economy taxes that were placed on the manufacturers if they didn't get enough fuel economy. So as you can see here, though, that didn't stop Pontiac from building some excitement. This beautiful black Trans Am with the gold appointments, wheels, and that screaming Firebird on the hood is a striking model. Here, as you can see, the emasculated engine shows only 200 horsepower, but it was actually underrated. And nonetheless, the Trans Am from that period of time featured T-tops and the new squared headlights. This one has 4 headlights in the front, which was a departure from the earlier versions. And as you can see, that big hood scoop in the center was just a striking appearance, and sometimes you'd see some special markings on those. So as you can see here, the nice black finish is a nice contrast against the gold trim, and the rear end treatment there looks very nice. The T-tops are pretty interesting too, and the dashboard treatment very close to the real vehicle. The number 6 issue in this series, also a stunning yellow car with black stripes on it. You see those stripes along the side were kind of the marquee for the Dodge Challenger. This one being the RT, which stands for Road and Track 440, which is the huge 440 Magnum engine that they were making available in this vehicle. It had a nice ride for a muscle car, actually, but that massive engine was pretty hard to beat. And as you can see here, its dimensions on this model are pretty true to the actual. It looks pretty good for a 1/43rd scale die-cast model. And I particularly like the chrome mirrors that were still available in 1970. After that, they went to sport mirrors with color keyed to the body. You see some of the statistics here for the vehicle, and back in 1970, it was still a good idea to advertise as much horsepower as you could coming from the motor because everybody wanted a bigger one. Now we'll do the walk around here, and as you can see, it's a very nice looking model. The paint on this is pretty nice, and that striking black hood line there, the stripe with the small slits for the induction ducts, really set this car off. And you can see, zooming in here, we've got nice looking mag wheel replicas, and then there was a pretty classy back end on this. You see the nice detailing and styling that they put into that with the dual exhaust ports there. And as you can see, overall, this is a very nice looking model. The front end got some pretty nice looking treatment too. Dodge did a good job on the styling of this vehicle. We hope you like this premium die-cast review, and so that you don't miss any more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can find us on Facebook or our website, rightonreplicas.com. Thanks.